Your attention will be on your innocence, on reclaiming your innocence, the innocence of your spirit. The number 19 card is the card of the paternal archetype. So your father could be playing a very important role, or your own relationship to the divine father energy is starting to revive a whole new relationship, especially as you get in touch with your own inner truth, which shines like the sun. You're meant to get in touch with your inner truth, your inner soul, and realize that the light in you shines as bright as the sun above. So allow yourself to shine your inner light, your inner truth. The number 2 card is the card of duality, and this is what could be in the crosshairs. And there really isn't that much energy in the crosshairs, but rather this innocence that you are striking within yourself of discovering your own inner truth. You are starting to give and take with the kind of command that is asking the same of others as you give of yourself, where you, my dear Virgo, are standing in equal terms with others, and you're no longer allowing yourself to suppress or repress your inner truth. So you're overcoming a lot of obstacles and a lot of difficulties, and it's because you are willing to shine your inner light. And the second you do so, you are going to be rewarded by others for participating. They will give you as much as you are giving to them. The number 3 card in the Celtic cross goes into the domain of the divine mother goddess energy of the divine feminine. Get in touch with your inner core, to your chest, to the palpitating rhythm and beat of your own heart, which is fully illuminated in the chest area of the queen. However, the queen of morality of the clouds is too bogged up in her mind with negative thoughts, negative thinking, represented by the dark clouds in her mind. And the divine goddess feminine energy is letting you know that you have to break out of those old ways of thinking of morality, opinions of others that told you how to think, and hypocrisies, because realize that some of the most moralistic people out in society are actually the most hypocritical, the most greedy, ego driven, materialistic people. And yet they're the ones that are preaching to the people how to be moral. This is about getting in touch with the morality of your own inner truth, of your own inner heart, and realizing that that actually is going to be groundbreaking and revolutionary, because the second that you listen to your heart, you become a revolutionary. Because the truth is always radical, and the truth of you, my dear Virgo, is so radical that it can't be contained by the morality of this world. So have courage. See, your inner truth was a seed that was planted in your heart. And that seed of your inner truth is meant to break out of that hard protective shell. And that inner truth in you is meant to become a fragile sproutling that nevertheless, with courage, encounters the hard soil and the tough stones and breaks out of all of those obstacles, overcoming them. Again, you're overcoming a lot of challenges in September. Now is the time for you to encounter life head on, but from your heart. Think from your heart. Live from your heart. This little bird represents your own inner truth at the very moment. And in the Celtic cross spread, this area represents the past. So you're starting to free yourself from the past, as we can see that a lot of barriers are starting to dissolve into this new universe of possibility, just because you have opened your heart, the second that you get in touch with your own inner truth and you have the courage to do so, a portal will open for you to break out of the old world and into a whole new world, a whole new universe, where all of the possibilities that you thought were closed off to you are now open to you. And it's all because you opened your heart and you stepped through that portal of your heart. Stepping in each step of life to the beat of your own inner truth. So spread your wings and shine your inner light. So, wow. And see, here we have the number 6 card of the Lovers. And this is actually self love being reflected in this card, where because you allowed it to sprout open the inner truth, more than anything, this could possibly be a time when you meet the love of your life. If you haven't done so, if you have, you could be elevating the quality of your love to a higher standard, to a higher understanding. When you start tapping into the heart's potential, you start elevating what is possible for you on a mental level, and your mind changes. Your mind starts adhering to the truth of your heart. And this is a time when you really must listen to your own inner heart and begin to connect to the everlasting fountain of love that is present there. Let your heart open its wings and flutter into new possibilities that maybe previously you thought were impossible for you. Oh, wow. And as I mentioned, this is the domain of the feminine goddess subconscious. And the number 5 card of nothingness is actually the card of intuition, of listening to your own intuition. Because when we close our eyes and we get in touch with that inner space of darkness, we realize that there is nothing there. But just as there is nothing there, there are no walls, there are no barriers, there are no limitations, restrictions. It's absolute freedom. You start to get in touch with your own inner light, to your own intuition, to psychic abilities, even. And you will start creating a new harmony within yourself. Oh, wow. And here we have the king of the mind, who is inviting you to have the same kind of authority and control over your mind as he does. Whereas the queen of the mind is overcome by negative thoughts, the king has created a protective barrier around his soul, so that his soul is able to shine and glimmer. But he knows when to access the mind, because the mind is meant to be a servant to you, my dear Virgo. You are not your mind. You are your soul. You are an everlasting soul that was incarnated in this body, and this body came with a mind that is being conditioned by the society. Your soul is meant to use your mind like a tool to execute the plans of the soul, the purpose of the soul. And I'm also flipping it over because this is the 8th card in the Celtic crossbred, and this occupies the place of karma. So I'm turning it around to indicate, that this is a period of turning the karmic wheel. And in order for you to do so, you're going to have to exert masterful control over your mind by getting in touch with the true authority in you, which is your soul. Oh, wow. And the master number vibration of 11 of breakthrough. As this is a master number vibration of 11 of the dual ones, which reveal the inner willpower and your inner truth. Master effort is going to be required of you to create that karmic change in your life where you are in dominion and in control over your own mind, over your own destiny, and you're doing it from a soulful point. So you're going to have to elevate your own way of thinking to that of your soul. And you're going to have to let go again of the worldly conditioned mind, which believes in a lot of limitations, of criticisms, of fears, and you're going to break through the glass of the mind. And it's going to require some sort of master effort on your part to overcome a lot of these self-imposed restrictions. But the second that you do so, you're going to drop them and you're going to realize so much liberation after breaking out of all of those old rigid engagements of your mind, of yourself. So, wow. Finishing off the Celtic cross reading for September is the number 2 card of your inner voice, of your inner truth. And see the dolphins? See how they are playfully coming out of the inner lake, that inner void of the subconscious waters? Playfully and joyfully? That's what happens when you get in touch with your inner truth. Your inner truth starts to come out in joyful, playful ways because you start to realize that life was all about having fun and being your true self, authentic self. But our world is so full of judgment, criticisms, and you can't do this, and you are bad for expressing your inner truth because it's amoral. You're breaking out of all of those prisons of morality, of religion, of politics, of economics, and you're realizing that you are a soul. Spirit, source energy is unfolding a beautiful path for your own self expression. So express your inner truth, be free, let your individuality and your way of being to run free, but guide it wisely. This is a period to be childlike, to take all of the past ignorance of a lot of hurt in the past, transmute it through mental alchemy into a higher sense of love, a higher sense of wisdom, ageless love. So there you have it, my dear Virgo. If you like this video, then please be sure to press that like button to let karma know so you are showered in return with good luck and appreciation. And if you have a question that you would love to have answered, drop it in the comments and yours may be selected for a future Ask Adonis reading. Also, subscribe because I upload 3, sometimes even 4 videos every single month just for your sign alone. You will have a monthly prediction, a new moon prediction, and full moon prediction every single month. And be sure to check out your lunar and rising readings as well. And until next time, my dear Virgo, just know that I truly appreciate all of your support. Thank you so much.